You too. How you guys been doing? It's Christopher Black. One more time, giving you another video. So today we're going to talk about um, why black people in Chicago need to stop the crime and get started investing in Bitcoin. Uh, One of the big reason the reason that Chicago has so much crime, so many black people killing each other, and so many black crime it's because they're poor. They live in an environment, they don't have no money, then they're struggling. Um, it's hard for them to get a job because they're black and all this stuff going on with them. And that's one of the reasons they're committing so many crimes. That's why there's so many killing. That's why Chicago is one of those places like if you black, you gotta think about it if you want to move there. Like, but for all my people in Chicago, all my black people in Chicago, for the first time in history, there is a technology that's gonna help us get out of this situation. That is gonna bring us together, and it's gonna put money in our pocket for the first time. This is the technology, and the technology called Bitcoin. And I will recommend everybody in Chicago that live in bad neighborhood to get involved in Bitcoin. Whatever you got to do to get involved in the Bitcoin, because this stuff is gonna really change your life. It's gonna put you in a financial situation that you could change stuff in Chicago. If you really love Chicago and you really fun there and you down for Chicago, this technology is gonna help you to create job in Chicago, to help your own people in Chicago, all of that. All those teenagers, guys, committing all this crime, you're gonna be able to help them and create jobs for those people to put them to work. But that's what people need. People need work. That's the reason there's so many crime, because there's no work. That's why there's so many killing. That's why the drug game is one of the games that pay the most money, and there's so many crime in the drug game because people don't have other option. But now we have the Bitcoin and we got the crypto, and this gonna help us help our people and help us get out of this situation when it comes to poverty, because poverty is the main reason a lot of people are committing all this crime, because they don't have nothing to show for. They ain't got no money. So poverty is one of the main reasons people are killing each other in this neighborhood. So what we want to do now for the people in Chicago is start giving them education, you know, education about the Bitcoin and how they could get involved into the Bitcoin and how they could change their financial situation right now so that killing could stop in Chicago. If you live in Chicago, this is your opportunity to change your town. This is your opportunity to do something good for your community. This is your opportunity to stop the crime in Chicago by becoming a Bitcoin investor and putting your money to work in Bitcoin and waiting for the Bitcoin to rise, and use some of that money to change your environment, to change Chicago in general. So I would recommend everybody in Chicago to buy Bitcoin and to invest in the Bitcoin. And I would recommend anybody in those bad neighborhoods in Chicago to get a hold of the Bitcoin. Most of you guys have cell phones there. You could do this. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. All you need to do is get started, get started with the Bitcoin. If you live in Chicago, I would recommend you to get started in the Bitcoin. Whatever you got to do so you could get started and change your environment, change what's going on there, change everything, because you could do this. It just is a simple step, you know. Instead of buying drugs, buy Bitcoin. And if you buy weed, buy a little bit of weed. If you got $20, buy $10 of weed and buy $10 of Bitcoin. Because that $10 that you're gonna invest in Bitcoin is gonna turn into thousands of dollars, even hundreds of dollars over time. So if you live in Chicago and you in the bad neighborhood, if you facing any type of If you're in the ghetto in Chicago, you need to get a hold of some Bitcoin. So you could change the environment. So you could change your community. So you could change Chicago, you know. So you could change your surrounding, where you live. So you could stop all that killing going on in Chicago, and you could really do something for your community. This is the first time in history that we have this technology now that's gonna change the world. That's gonna change everything. That's gonna change your financial situation. The killing's gonna stop if everybody in Chicago get invest in the Bitcoin, because everybody gonna have money and everybody's gonna be rich. Let's put it like that. You're gonna be rich by investing in Bitcoin, and when you become rich, you're gonna be able to help your community, stop the crime, create jobs, because that's what people need. People need jobs, plain and simple. That's what people need. People need jobs, and we need to create the job for them. That's what we need to focus, is creating jobs for people. Who put it work, keep people busy, so they don't end up doing all this crime, so we don't lose all our young black people. So this is what we're gonna do, man. Come with me together. Let's do this journey. Let's go up. Let's go and do this together. And let's invest in the Bitcoin, and let's change our future. Let's change our environment. Let's change our community. You ain't got nothing to lose. You're already poor. You're already living in a bad environment. You ain't got nothing to lose to start if you get started investing in Bitcoin. You know, is this stuff gonna change our life? So everybody in Chicago, buy your Bitcoin, get involved with Bitcoin, and then let's change our community. Bye.